Hey everybody, Sophia Chang, baddest bitch in the room here. I would like to give you a little bit of background. I was born and raised child of Korean immigrants in Vancouver, Canada, and I had every intention of becoming a French professor until I heard the message by Grandmaster Flash and the Furious Five. In 1987, I skipped my college graduation to race to New York, where I got a job working for Paul Simon. I then worked at Atlantic Records and then became the first Asian woman in hip-hop when I did A&R at Jive Records. My life changed in the summer of 1993 when I met Wu-Tang Clan. My first management client was Old Dirty Bastard, God rest his soul. Then, due to the Clan's influence, I started training in Shaolin Kung Fu and left the music business to manage my Kung Fu master, who would eventually become my partner and father of my children. I went on to manage RZA, GZA, Q-Tip, A Tribe Called Quest, Raphael Sadiq, and D'Angelo. And then in 2017, I decided it was finally time to tell my story, which I have done in the form of writing a memoir and am developing a television show about my life.
Up from the 36 chambers!
Look, white supremacy has always ensured the steady and fastidious erasure of marginalized stories. So it is of singular importance that we women of color take control of our narratives, which is precisely what I did with the baddest bitch in the room.
It may sound competitive, but it isn't. It isn't about looking antagonistically at other women, but claiming our power and beauty as women who are almost exclusively of color.
In a world where we are never told that we are the most beautiful, the most powerful, the most sexy, the most alluring, the most interesting, and the most compelling, this is our claim to our beauty and to our power, and I mean beauty in every sense of the word.
While I don't want to be objectified, I am acutely aware that this is not a level playing field. And as my brilliant friend Joan Morgan would say, so beauty is capital. Therefore, as a woman, I use every tool in my arsenal to get my foot in the door and to see at the goddamn table.
But here's the hitch. Once I'm in the room, in the Zoom, it is my brains and not my beauty that are the focus. My goal is that every room I walk into, when I leave, I want people to say, wow, she's smart.
I cannot stress how important it is to cultivate your confidence. It will define your voice, shape your persona, communicate your qualification.
So I'm asking you to be more fearless in everything, personal and professional. If you've always wanted to try capoeira, but you thought you were gonna look silly, go for it. If you really want to apply for that position that's opened up, but think that no one looks at you in that way, make your case. When I was raising my kids, I said, forget about perfection. We're human. Therefore, we are by definition imperfect. All I ask is that you do your best. Thus, in embarking on this journey, we must grant ourselves grace, patience, and magnanimity, because the journey is rarely a straight line from A to B. And we must have faith that though we might digress, transgress, perhaps even regress, as long as we keep our sights ahead, we will ultimately progress.
I've always said that though my network may not be broad, it's deep. And by that I mean the people that are in my circle, they're in my corner. And they will fight for me, and they're loyal to me, and they will do whatever they can to help me in a circumstance.
I think also what happens when we're marginalized and there are so few of us let into the room, we act like it's a zero-sum game. But in terms of knowledge and experience, to me, it's incumbent upon us, once we have it, to share it, therefore unlock our potential, right?
We seek to uplift women and pull them into our house. We welcome, we mentor, we encourage, we support.
Oh, it's so hard to find a woman of color who wants to write or direct. No, it's not. It's only hard because you're not looking hard enough.
How many of you have been the only woman of color or person of color in the room? I bet all of you are raising your hands. How many of you heard somebody say something messed up and not said anything about it? I know that I have.
See, that's how white patriarchy works. That's what needs to change. We need to create a world in which not only I, as a woman of color, can voice my opposition comfortably, but also that others at the table will feel as compelled to do so on my behalf. Don't make me be the squeaky wheel that's always saying, oh, that's racist, oh, that's sexist, oh, that's anti-black, oh, that's anti-trans. Don't make us do that. Don't make us carry that burden. You guys do it too. Being an Asian in hip hop, I always understood that I was being welcomed into a world that was not mine, was not of my own. It was not of my making. And this was a privilege.
So to close, I'd like to shout out every fly girl who wakes up each morning and looks in the mirror and says, no, I'm not tall and thin and young and blonde, but goddamn if you don't go out that door feeling sexy and beautiful and powerful and turn a head or 10 along the way. And to all of the women warriors who get up every day and go to work, and despite making 72 cents on the dollar, getting talked over by a male peer, getting overlooked for a promotion in favor of a less competent male colleague, you still put in 150% because that's what the fuck we do. And finally, to the mothers out there, especially the single ones who cook, clean, hustle, and love the shit out of your kids. I salute you, and I thank you for making this world a better and more balanced place. And I invite you to my highly inclusive club of BBR, because we are indubitably the baddest bitches in the room. My name is Sophia Chang.